Hello and welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and it's time for some more Gunpla news. So first up, we have the mobile armor from Iron-Blooded Orphans that we've seen many times at this point. We've seen it in the show, and it does, of course, have a name now. It is called the Hashimal, as has been revealed by several different sources. And we have some new images here of it, some nice new shots of it. We have some action shots, so here we can see it kind of lunging forward with its feet, looking very cool, very intimidating. It's got this cool new kind of spike weapon coming out of the foot, and that's one of several weapons this kit comes with. We're going to get to that in a minute, but we've also got this other shot of it in kind of a flying pose, again looking very menacing, very intimidating. It looks like it has these panels on the wings that kind of slide open. I don't know, it looks cool at least, and that's important. And then we have a back shot of it here showing off the suit from the back. I believe this is the first time we've seen this on the model kit. It looks pretty cool, I have to say. It's very similar to the IBO Gundams where it has that kind of spinal column to it. And then we have a similar picture for the Pluma, which is the official name now for that little purple thing, which makes sense because it's plum colored. And, you know, it's got the tail. I'm thinking maybe looking at it from the back, there might be a little more gray parts than I was initially predicting, but still it looks like this guy's going to be really light on the color separation, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, like I was saying, weapons. So he's got that spike I just told you about. He also comes with that, and, you know, the beam effect blast part that we already talked about last time, but also one new weapon, which is actually a katana for the Barbatos Lupus. So here you can see him holding the katana. It's a pretty cool looking weapon, nice throwback to Season 1. Kind of interested to see what he ends up doing with this. Next up, we have 3 new IBO kits that just went up for pre-order. Now, there are high-grade 100 kits for a new Gundam frame, possibly Gundam Bale, I'm guessing, because we did see resin prototypes for a high grade of that at Gunpla Expo, and they just don't want to use a name for the listings yet. Or maybe it's another completely new Gundam. There's no real way to tell right now because there's no images of it, just pre-orders with a placeholder name. And then we have another high grade coming out that's just being referred to as high grade large MS. This is part of the Iron-Blooded Orphans line, so possibly this will be something like the Graze Eins, where it's going to be a big old mobile suit that's much taller than a standard machine. Next up, we have Iron-Blooded Arms Option Set 8. This was just revealed, and it is primarily a melee set. So there's going to be several weapons in here that are kind of a sort of pickaxe style. A couple of them are little ones that fold out. We got a small one that doesn't fold out, and then a very big one that actually kind of reminds me of the scythe that the Death Scythe had. And then it's got some other little weapons. So we got a shield here. You can see it on the gay rail. It makes a nice kind of shoulder guard weapon. I'm not sure what other kits it should work on, but if I remember correctly, most of the IBO suits do have a universal shoulder joint connector, so there should be a wide variety of different kits you can use this on. And you also got some other extras such as a SAU mobile worker, which is probably not my favorite mobile worker design, but I guess if you want to go completionist on them, there you go, you have that. And then finally, you get the open hands for the region lays, because, you know, putting 2 tiny pieces of plastic on the Grey Runner for that kit would have cost so much more money. That's the one thing I don't like about these IBO kits, is they just go really, really skimpy on the accessories. Like, come on, they're just open hands. You could literally fit them in, like, less than a square inch of runner real estate. That's not a lot. It would maybe bump up the price like 100 yen at most. Come on. I'd pay 100 yen more to get the hands with the actual kit. Next up, we have the box for the Master Grade Unicorn Gundam Red and Green Twin Frame set. This is that Master Grade that's got like the shiny finish in the 2 frames. Haven't mentioned this one in a while, but we do have a box for it now. It's more or less just a box for the OVA version, as far as I remember, just with a shiny silver background. Then we have some official images for a premium Bandai kit we've known about for a while, but we didn't have like a bunch of really nice official images of it. This is McGillis's Graze Ritter. We've seen this a bit in Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's basically a blue version of the Teal mobile suit from the first series. Of course, it's piloted by McGillis. It looks pretty cool. It's a very nice, vibrant blue. Although I personally did prefer Carta's colors a little more, just because that teal just looks so awesome. And it's a kind of a rather an underused color in the Gundam universe, and I think it was really cool to see it on the Graze. But this one's all right, too. Although, of course, you know, premium Bandai, so it's not necessarily worth paying a premium to get a recolor of a standard release model kit. Next up, we have some reprints to talk about again. Haven't talked about these in a little while, but we got some more really, really cool reprints coming out in February, possibly to help make up for the apparent lack of new kits we have for that month. But first of all, we got a bunch of old Master Grade 1.0 kits. We got the Tristar Zaku 1 and 2, Shin Matsunaga and Johnny Raiden's Zaku 2s, both versions of the Gundam Mark II. and the regular, Char Custom, and Canon versions of the Gelgoog. Now, of course, these are all the 1.0 versions, which means they're not good kits to get on their own, but if you just want some parts for customizing, or if you're like me and you just really like how the clear blue Naginata of the Gelgoog Canon looks, then maybe you might want to pick one of those up. I might consider one myself, maybe do a little customizing on it, but for the most part, these are not kits that you'd really want a straight build. They are pretty much just for messing around and customizing. We're also getting a few 1/100 model kits that were conspicuously absent from that massive Seed and 00 reprint we got earlier this year. This is including things like the Zaku Warrior from Gundam Seed, and the Tieran Ground Type and Astria Type F from Gundam 00. And then best of all, this is the last one, this is the one I'm really excited for, is the entire series of 1/100 scale Gundam Seed Destiny versus Astray models. There were a lot of really cool Gundam variants in this, stuff like the Vent Savior, the Gale Strike Gundam, the Region Duel, the Nyx Providence Gundam, and of course, the one I know a lot of people are a really big fan of, the Astray Mirage frame. So if you want another Astray for your 1/100 Astray collection, there you go. You're going to be able to get one in February. They're going to be reprinting all of these. They look super awesome. I know I'm definitely going to try to at least grab a couple of them because I am really interested in this line. I've always wanted to build some of these. And yeah, they're old 1/100s, but they're awesome designs, and this is pretty much the only way they've released these designs. So if you want any of these Gundam designs, you're going to have to wait till February and get the reprints, but it's going to be worth it because they are, from what I've seen, pretty decent kits. At least better than the Seed high grades, but of course that's not saying much. So that is all for tonight's rather rambly episode of Gunpla News. I apologize if I went off topic once or twice here. But anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, if you're hyped for these awesome new reprints we're getting. Because seriously, Mirage Frame Astray, so cool. And like I said last time, the sub goal for December is 4,000 subs by the end of the month. So share this video around to help more people find this channel, since YouTube's recommendation algorithms are kind of wacky and not really that reliable. So just physical sharing of these videos is the best way to get this stuff out. So if you are a new viewer here, or if you aren't subscribed for some other reason, hit that icon in the middle of the screen right now to subscribe, and check out some of my past videos by clicking the thumbnails to either side of it. I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time.